Hello friends, wishing you all a very happy new year. And in this video, we will see how this Minds of Aspirant channel was started, or why it was started, or how I was pushed into starting this channel. It has been 2 years since we started this channel. It was December 16, 2020. It has been more than 2 years now. And I thought of making this video in this new year to explain that things can change any moment. It can feel that sometimes things are not changing or things will not change, or there may be so many things we may assume that it will never change. But what I found out through this Minds of Aspirant channel was things can change anytime, and it needs the support of people, and it needs the support of so many good souls, and like the ones who have supported this Minds of Aspirant channel. And that is what we will see in this video, and it can become a little philosophical today. But being a new year, it should not be, many may feel that it should not be a little philosophical, but philosophy is a way of life, how we perceive this life, how we make an assessment of life to move forward. So in order for us to go through this journey of 2023, which is going to be a good year for everyone, but we need to make a self assessment and a self introspection to make this plunge forward. And this is what this video will be about. And I'm going to tell this story based on the way I started this Minds of Aspirant, and the very nice people who were with me through all these journey and have helped me cross this 2 year journey. And it has become a very important part of my life, and as well as so many other ways as well. So that is what we will see in this video. So let us go into the video. So many would have seen this movie called as Avatar. So why do I start this video with that Avatar? Means there is a saying: we do not understand how even the most simplest of idea can take up our whole life. And for James Cameron, this idea of making Avatar has taken him nearly a decade of his life for imagining things, for embellishing those concepts. And he has been with that movie for nearly 12, 13 years. The first movie released in 2009. So I saw that is the time when I completed my college, and now it is 2022. It has been nearly a decade, and I am astonished at the fact that how a person can dedicate a decade for his imagination. And why do I start with that? Means we also sometimes do not understand that a small idea will change our whole life. And as it has for James Cameron, it was for Avatar. For me, it was the civil services examination. The small idea of trying a civil services examination had changed the way I look at this whole world. It was because of one small incident. I have already narrated the incident in one more video, but I was in my 11th standard, very young, a teenager, with all these dilemmas about life. And these hormones, a teenage, the hormones will be raging like anything, and hence the confusions will be very much prevalent. And I was confused as to who I was, what I was. So it was 11th standard. So at that time we had to go for in my school, they took me to some Nehru Stadium in Chennai, where the late former Chief Minister Dr. J.Sivarajarajendran, she had some event organized, and hence we had to go there on behalf of our school, and hence we went there, and we were standing outside. So the event was going to happen inside the Nehru Stadium, and I was standing outside. So we were all standing outside the Nehru Stadium, and we had to go and inside that and have to do a march past. At that moment, at that one single moment, see, I do not know even if those moments matter at all in many of the lives. But at that moment was the moment when the commissioner, at that time, the commissioner of Chennai was Vijay Kumar sir. So Vijay Kumar IPS. So he was, see, at that time he just crossed me for a second and he patted me on his back, and he might not even have noticed me. I do not know whether, see, it is not possible at all. And you know what? That moment, that one single moment, that one single idea, that, see, he went and then he crossed me and then he went into his, so his car came by. So he was a commissioner at that time. His car came by and he had this confident look of, that personality itself was very confident, and he had this coolers with him and he just wore it and he went inside this car, and that car whizzed past the place, and that moment stuck me. That moment has stuck me forever. That one small idea, that civil services, IPS officer. But the point was that I did not have, see, any avenues as to know how to do that. That movement stuck me, that idea stuck with me, but I did not know how to do that. And I did not have family members as to how, or anyone else or seniors to ask at that time if this exam was possible. I was very new to this exam, this new to this idea that it was possible to become an IPS officer. The dream was there, but whether how to do that, that was a little bit traumatic for me. But I had some family friend. He's now, so I used to call him Anna. So he's now in Chennai. I think Chennai or in Tamil Nadu. He's an IPS officer. I should not call him Anna now. And he was very helpful for me, and he gave me this idea about, and he only inspired me to take psychology as an option at that time. And he gave all these ideas about what is this polity, geography. He himself was at that time, he was in the sixth attempt, or in the later attempts. I saw him, I saw him at that time as a college student. I used to go and ask him, how did he, manage all these attempts as a naive person, as a naive adult, 21, 22. I did not understand what he was going through. I was fascinated about this exam, and I was asking him about all these examination. He used to be very reluctant. Not reluctant. I should not say reluctant. He used to be with himself. But I did not know why that Anna, or why he was, now he is an IPS officer. But why he was not forthcoming in talking to me? I'm going there and I'm asking so many doubts. I'm asking doubts personally. That is, why did you not clear? These are questions. See, as an adult today, many asked me why I did not clear. At that time, I used to ask him why he did not clear. He used to smile. He used to give me a smile, saying, "Okay, yes, this is how it is." I did not understand. I did not understand. But then the point was that then I started preparing this examination, and he cleared. That is the point. He cleared. He became an IPS officer. You see, Vijay Kumar sir was an inspiration for me. Then I see this Anna clearing this IPS examination. He came with that, with that fit body and fit confidence, and I was. See, he was everyone. This was the inspiration, and this was the idea that stuck with me. This was the idea that stuck with me for nearly a decade as James Cameron. James Cameron started in 2009. I started my exam preparation exactly at that time. 2009, I started. Every year, every day. I should not say every year, but every day was a new learning for me. Learning polity, everything was a new learning. But the point was that, see, I have already narrated the incident. So I had to go through many mains, and I had to go through many preliminary examination and interviews. And then the point was that it did not work out. And when it did not work out, it was 2020. So as a decade went by, so 2009 and a decade went by, and I did not understand why it did not happen. So it was around, I think, my last interview. So last interview was post Corona. So post Corona, my last interview was there. So I had to wait till the lockdown, 3 months. Many people were suffering. So the migrant laborers and people lost jobs. Many went into depression because of loss of jobs. Many matrimonial problems happened. Many divorces happened, and many were infected. Many died. It was a traumatic event. But all this thing, I was sitting inside my home and I was looking at it. But it was very traumatic in the sense that I wanted to finish this examination successfully. So I have nearly given 10 years of my life for this examination. So my interview was postponed due to this corona. And hence, in this 3 months of lockdown, what happened was uh, the more it got delayed, the more pressurized I felt, because it was my last attempt. I had to make it through somehow I had to make it through somehow. I did not know how, but as the point is that I started this video by saying that it's going to be a little philosophical, and it is true as well. See, life may seem unfair, but life is really fair, and it was fair to me as well, that I did not clear at that time. What is the meaning of life being fair and we failing? We may not understand, or it is very difficult to understand. But I understood the fact that yes, it is fair. What it is what it is. So I had to accept it. But at that time I could not accept it. It was August 4th. So that is the time. That is the point when this result came about, and it was 11:30 in the morning. 11:30 in the morning. One of my very favorite student, Thiru. So his name is Thiru. So he only messaged me. So I was thinking, why this person is, or why this student, he, see, I can I can use some words which may not be very professional, but to not take it in a wrong way, because he is very close to me. So I thought, why this fellow is messaging me in morning 11:30, and the message read, "I am sorry, sir." So that is the point. The point was that, see, what does he has done? He's apologizing me in the morning, and I woke up. See, I woke up very late because I was I'm not like this, what to say, self-help book kind of charge the morning. I'm not a morning person at all. I'm a night person or an evening person. I read most of the time in the night. So I get up very late only. So, but then I got up late, and then this fellow messaged me saying, "You're sorry, sir." So that is the point. He said, I understood what he said. Sorry, sir. So I understood. So he was feeling sorry for me. I was also feeling sorry for me. So I look back, the whole decade went by, and I did not have anything to say. That day I did not have anything to say. I did not have any more attempts. I did not have energy to give more attempts as well. So, it is very easy for people to say, do not give up. You will, the Vetri Nichayam. So, like that, see, like punching bags. But, results are very hard to take it by. And it is not that easy to, like the way the people talk about, because some toppers I have seen. See, I don't have anything against the toppers, but some toppers I have seen, for example, personally, some person in YouTube says, if this examination does not work out, life is over. That is the point. That is the statement he's making. So if UPSC people go about doing UPSC, they will become old. They will not marry. They will see. Are these things to discuss? I do not know. See, being married, being having a job, all these are very personal things. It will happen, it will not happen. That is not a very big deal. See, we are there, See, we are there. We will do something. Everything will work out. That is the point. So I saw all these videos at that time. I used to think, maybe, see, that is the point. They say in the videos, what happened was, these people talk as if there is no life after that. Regret, remorse, all these things will, devour you. And hence you have to study 14 hours. So, either do the things for 14 hours and achieve your goal, or you do something which you do not like. So that is how, the things, the motivational videos come up. But that is what I too thought. I too thought, okay, everything is over. So that is the point I came about. And that is why when he sent me that I am sorry message, I also felt very sorry. But then the point was that it was a very tough time for me at that time. So it was August 4, 2020. So after that, many things happened, which I cannot discuss in YouTube. But in many things happened in Anna Nagar. I understood what these coaching institutes are. I understood what is coaching, or I understood what is the civil services coaching. Till then, I was not, I was not even thinking about these coachings, or I was not thinking about Anna Nagar itself. But then I understood what the civil services coaching is all about. Only when I did not clear, I understood. There are two phases, like, BC and AD, the Christ before and Christ after. So, like that time period, in life, you may have these moments before you fail and after you fail. So there are two phases. Before you fail, it may seem like, everyone is very friendly and things like that. But after you fail, you'll see the true faces. But that happened. That happened, and I can, and that created more pressure. That created more pressure. And all see, there is a famous quote, see, some one more very fond author. So the book is also there. So Dostoevsky, I really like his books. And he is also, so in one of his books, he says, if you have to beat a person, or if you have to make a person suffer. So that is what he says in one of the novel. He talks about how to make a person suffer. So there are so many torturous things, so we can torture. Different tortures are there. Very 10 important torture ways are there in YouTube, you can check it. But what he says about torture is that, or about bringing a person down. So if you have to bring a person down, what he says is that you take away the thing that he loves the most and has done the most. That is the point. He would have dedicated so much of his life for that. You take away that. You make him believe that whatever he has done has gone waste. You just do that. You just do that. This is not useful. So 10 years you have done something. See, if you have to bring James Cameron down, you tell that 10 years you have done Avatar. What is this movie? Nothing is there. But James Cameron will not accept all these things. He is he has become a person more than what what we imagine as human beings. He is a very intellectual and what to say, brilliant person as well. That is a different thing. But for me, I was not James Cameron. For me, I was a very normal person, normal middle class boy who was imagining things, who was dreaming things as suggested by everyone. Dreaming is very important. I did also that. But the point was that, as Dostoevsky said, the dream was taken away. The dream was taken away in one day, and these toppers were making that point. If you do not clear, you have to settle with what you have. See, but I thought, then I have lost my chances. Then I have to settle with what I have. So obviously, I have to take shelter in person who might understand me. See, no one is going to understand me. Then I have to take shelter with somebody who has to understand me, and that somebody was. What that somebody, you may seem like, again one more sad person. That somebody was Franz Kafka. So that is the point. That is the day. Till then I did not read Kafka that much, but now I have all his books and things like that. So that is the day I started buying the books of Kafka and reading Kafka. Kafka might seem, because in interview also they had one interview guy where he said that in UPSC interview, he said that he read Kafka. The interview panel asked why you are reading such a sad person. But for me personally, if you think, people think that Kafka was sad or something like that. But you know what? At that moment, At that moment, when I felt that my goal had been taken away, the things that I did was taken away, and people were saying there is no chance of turning back. See, you are old, you are going to be remorseful person, spiteful person, you are going to, you are yours. And one more thing, you will never be married. This personal thing also will come. So see, marrying or not marrying is a personal thing. Why does somebody have to why does somebody have to bring that up in a motivational video of civil services? If the topper has to talk about civil services, means they have to talk about civil services. How do you clear that exam? How do you do that? What and all you have to do? Polity, how do you study? That is the point. But the point of motivational speakers in civil services, what happens is that they take it everything. All so like if Dostoevsky or Kafka, all these philosopher comes and tells us, we may understand what is life because they have they have done this through their life. But this is an examination, not a philosophical path for success to life. No, it's not that. It's an examination. So anyone clearing that examination knows this examination. So if you want to know life, you read Dostoevsky, you read Kafka, you read the philosophers of book. Socrates is there, Plato is there, Aristotle is there. You read them, you will understand life. So why did I go for Kafka? Means so that is the point. So when I read Kafka, I understood the fact that see, life may trap people. At sometimes it may trap people. It is not that every day everyone is look at the positive side of life. Every day we cannot look at it. There may be some moments where we will be feel or we may feel trapped. Kafka was one such person. And what he did was, that is the extraordinary thing. He did not give up. Through his words, he actually figures all these things. If you read the story, yes, the story may feel a little dark. The stories of Kafka are a little, the protagonist or things, you may have this confusion while reading also. But the point is that if you look at very closely the stories are searching for answers to, empower this life. The stories are an everyday battle. That is the point. Kafka in his books gives this perspective of not one day. See, one day, tomorrow I get up, I change the whole life. And look at the positive side of life. It's not, does not happen. We are a collection of enzymes all through our life. The events, consequences, pain, success, failure, embarrassment, everything, you collect it, and your decisions are the consequences of those. And what you take is a very correct thing. What you take, you have the choice. You definitely have the choice. And that is what Kafka says. Kafka does not give an embarrassing, sad, no, does not do that. Through the events of his life, he searches for the meaning of life. He searches for how do you come up with a fact that you battle every day and you make yourself a person who is born or a person who is enjoying this life. That is what Kafka is. Kafka is not sad. And that is what I was reading at that time. That is what I was reading most of the time. Kafka and Dostoevsky, those were the people that helped me at that time. And the toppers video or this motivational video, see, that is why I have this personal, maybe see, you may think that is what I said in the beginning itself. It's a philosophy kind of video. So it is going to be a journey of my past and my views. So that is why I don't subscribe to the views of any toppers, or I don't believe that helps much in this examination also. But everyone has their views, and it is your personal view, you can have that. But what I understood was Kafka or Dostoevsky, they helped me understand that no, yes, whatever has happened has happened. That is the one thing, that is one part of your life. You may have different ideas which may actually take up your whole life, and that is what happened. So I was reading Kafka, and that is one again. This fellow, this Thiru, he called me and he said, sir, what are you doing? So I said, I'm reading Kafka. So what he immediately, then he went back. So he cut the call, he went back, and he came up with the proposal. He came up with the proposal that we'll start a program called as Kafka. So that is what he said. Okay, that is what he said. We'll start a program called Kafka for GS paper 4 and essay. I said, through, see, no one is going to see again the same thing, the same remorse, the same pain of failing, not having any path. It was there. So I said, through, no one is going to look at this, or no one is going to join this program. But he said, sir, we'll start. So you are reading Kafka. Kafka, you say that Kafka is a liberating person. You say Kafka is not a sad person. So you please, we'll take one step. And that is how we did. And that is what we did. We started this next one program, Kafka. So then the point was that at that time I did not know how to use Zoom calls, because it was Corona. So I was technologically a very, see, I may have completed my engineering degree, but technologically I was a very dwarfed. But he was the person who taught me. So Thiru, he was, see, why? Because um, uh, we should not see this. I have to register, because at that time he was there. He explained me how this Zoom call works, how to write in Zoom call, how to draw in Zoom call. He was there explaining me every second how this was done. And we started the program. And the program was started, and in that, the two people, in that one person, I have to say, was Lakshman. So he is an officer today in the same examination, mains examination. He is an officer today. He called me out of nowhere. He called me out of nowhere, and I had taken class one day. I think one day I have taken class for him at Anna Nagar, and he had seen me one day. That was a very insignificant current affairs. The class that I took was current affairs. And today, if you ask me, current affairs classes should not be there. Your time is wasted in current affairs class. You should read newspaper. You yourself will understand, and you can write this examination. Current affairs class are filler classes. That is what I took, but I did not take current affairs. I said how to clear this examination, and he cleared. He called me suddenly, and he said, I have to guide for mains. But I said, I am not in such a state. I have not cleared my examination. But then he was always there. So he used to call me, Anna, always. So he was always there. He joined. When I had this Kafka program, he was the first person to join. I did not see. I did not believe myself itself. See, there were moments at that time. At that time, I did not believe myself. Many of my friends say that you will do well in life and things like that. My parents say, but I did not believe. I did not believe. But see, he believed. That person Lakshman, he or Thiru, and one more person who is with me is Artishwaran. He is also there now. He was also there at that moment. I could not even, see, I cannot just say gratitude or I will remember them for life. No, those are just words. But for a person who was in that moment, these people and their words and their support, and the point was that they said, we will join. 20 people, 15 people were there. 15 people were there where I did not know how to use Zoom calls. But I taught them this GS paper 4 and ethics. And that is how this Kafka program came about. And today also we have this Kafka program. But that is how it was started. And the essay program I started. The essay program I started and the GS program I started. That was the first video. So we completed this. Again, this Thiru fellow, that is the point. He suddenly he called me one day in December 16, something like that. He said, we'll start a YouTube channel. On the day, I had a severe fever, 100 and more degree I had. I was lying in my bed and I was not able to get up at all. This fellow kept calling me. I said that already I am in fever. Please, Rhino. But he said, no, sir, we'll start this YouTube channel. I said, see, I'm not good at making YouTube and all. I'm not good at talking at all. That is what I said. But then he uploaded the video of the first class. That is the essay class. That is what will be the first video of Minds of Aspirant channel. He gave the name Minds of Aspirant channel. It is not J.Sivarajarajendran IAS. It is not this IAS, that IAS, this IPS, this TNPSC. No, it's Minds of Aspirants. Why? Because it was started by, the name was given by Thiru. He said minds of aspirant. He gave a logo. See, he explained me this logo. I was in severe fever. I said, okay, logo, but no, see, on the day, even today, I don't want to change that. See, minds of aspirant. It's not Sivarajarajendran IAS or IPS. No, it's going to be minds of aspirants, because it was started by people like, see, they gave me this point. They gave me at a time when I did not believe, they believe. And that is why this minds of aspirant channel came about. And after that, see, after that, there has been more things. I did not know how to make this audio video content, nothing I knew. If you look at the channel before, I would not have known this. How do you make this audio? Or I have short videos where my audio was not there. So I have spoken for 40 minutes. Sometimes I have spoken for 40 minutes where the audio was not there, so I had to repeat it again. And then people came and said, see, no one is going to watch all these things. You do some tricks, UPSC tricks. See, UPSC tricks and all will not work. I am not I'm not a topper to say tricks. Tricks will not work. See, somebody clears this examination means it does not mean trick is working. It means they cleared this examination. When does a trick work means you have to get a data for 10 years. You take the data for 10 years, you make an assessment. That is how law is made. See, if trick is being efficient and it is giving results, let them show the result for 10 years. No, I have not seen tricks working every year. 2 questions, 3 questions. In 100 questions, 3 questions may work. What about the rest of the 97 questions? How do you prepare for that? That is what we have to do. That is what I keep insisting. That is why I keep insisting read newspaper. Newspaper is the strong foundation which will give you that neuron connections in your brain. See, in Avatar movie, if you look at it, they would say that the whale, it's a whale they show, but they will talk about intelligence. Intelligence means how neurons are connected. In that movie, they talk about that. Intelligence, social organism means you will have higher connections of neuron. Higher connections of neuron will not come by reading materials. That comes by reading newspaper. Please understand that. And that is why I started this channel, and that is why I did not go about doing these tricks or magic or read this material that. No, this is the truth. Okay, I thought I'll say the truth. Whoever is going to see, let them see. And that is what this whole minds of aspirant came about. And it has become what it is because of minds of aspirants. It is because of all you. I was not even a person, see, I was thinking, looking at all these toppers videos, and that is why maybe sometimes, as I said, some vengeance will be there. In the way I speak, there will be some vengeance, because at that time when I saw those videos, see, those are not motivating in a sense for me, or it was not for me. The motivating people were Thiru, Lakshman, you guys, the students. They stood with me, and I do not understand. Even today, the support that they give, I don't think I really deserve that. I don't really think I have done enough. That is the point. I have done enough for them to give me all this support. But they have stuck by, stuck by this. And that is when I understood truth is truth. Trick will sell, but I don't want to sell tricks, but truth will be there. And that is how these I had all of you guys. Thank you for all this thing. You may not understand the change that all this has given in my life personally for me. I may think, or I thought I was a failed individual at one point, but you guys have changed it. Minds of aspirants has changed it, and so that is what I will be there. So that is what minds of aspirant website. So now the website is developed. It is a minds of aspirant website. So I will post the website in the group. Please check that group. And for preliminary examination also, the Xinjiang program. So see, it is not just a test batch. That is the point. I keep repeating this. This examination, see, I have seen this same thing again. Chumma, read test batch, join 5 test batch, 6 test batch. See, base has to be there. Only when you have the base, you will clear this examination. It is not about solving 1,000 questions. Questions will give you a way for this examination. I accepted how this examination looks, but how are you going to solve this? For one example, constitutional courts, if they are going to ask, you cannot solve the question unless and until you are sure of constitutional courts, or unless and until you are sure of separation of powers, unless and until you are sure of geographical concepts, Mediterranean Sea, Savannah, things like that. You have to know things. That is where you should concentrate. You go inside the hall, you will clear. And Xinjiang program will be about that. That is not hand holding, not feeding you points, nothing. It will be about making you empowered. There is a difference between, feeding you things and being empowered. I should not feel, see, when the point which I understood was August 4, I felt that no, I lost. I felt lost. It was because of this Lakshman, Thiru, or Artishwaran, I have stood up now. But I understood on that point, no one should feel like that. Everyone should be empowered. Everyone should be empowered. They will take their life in their hands. They will take charge of themselves. There is no need of motivation and things like that. You will do your life, and that is what this year will be about. You're going to clear this examination. I can assure you, if you do not think about tricks, if you read newspaper, if you are constantly there with conviction of clearing this examination, yes, test batch is necessary. That we will talk about that. We'll talk about several things that are necessary, but there is the way through which. It is not a one-day thing. See, today I come and talk, and no, I'll be there till the mains. That is the point. I'll be there. I'll talk you through this. How do you do that? We'll be there, and we'll look at how to clear this examination. Thank you for watching this video, and very happy today that we are starting this Minds of Aspirant website. Maybe this video can be a philosophical video. You can take it whichever way you want, and it may have words which may not suit everyone as well. People may take offense to it as well. But I thought this is the truth of the whole thing. This is the truth of this examination. Don't quit. Don't quit. Keep working. All the best.